Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Saturday, September 2nd, 2017. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions and nature realms guardians, and as per usual, we have simply a parade of body-snatching souls from above who believe themselves to be above the rules. They think that they are, quote, God, unquote, forgetting that they are also links in a chain to divinity and that they can look up. All they have to do to prove to themselves that they are not God is look up and notice the presences who are waving down to them from above. Hi, hi. And the fact that they don't want to look up strongly suggests, and some might say proves, they don't want to face the reality that there are higher powers over their lives as well. This is true for all of us, and ignoring the higher powers does not take away the power they have over our lives. So ignoring them is actually foolish in the extreme. In the more than 27 years that this host life and collective of souls affiliated with the host life have been relating with the topic of opening up to higher powers above, we have noticed many different ways we can go about the process, and today we are going to use the doorway of Life-Between-Lives Hypnosis once more in an attempt to unstick some really stubborn patterns that are playing out for most, if not all, presences in most, if not all, dimensions in which, in which the Jamie Body Mind Collective shares these patterns. She's just a good example, not to single her out. That's not what we're doing. We're just saying, well, we have a good example. We have these skills. Let's work with these skills and this almost universal error pattern. And with that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin. Today is a day to trust yourself. Trust your ability to experience scenes of yourself in different times and places and beyond time and place. I'm again asking your conscious mind to just step aside now, step aside, and allow the subconscious and the soul to lead us. In a moment, when you're ready, we're going to move down the stairs together. And with every stair we pass, you'll be another year younger and twice as deeply relaxed. At the very base of the stairs, there's going to be a doorway. And on the other side of the doorway is a peaceful, happy time from a life that you've lived before, and it will be the life of the relevant soul. It will be a past life of the relevant soul. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it will be the life that has everything to do with the pattern of listening to lower vibration voices when higher vibration voices are available. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
On the other side of the door is a peaceful, happy time from the life that has everything to do with the pattern of listening to lower vibration voices when higher vibration voices are available, whether or not those voices are in bodies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you're ready, the door will open and we'll move through the door together. But for now, just tell me, what color is this door?
Blue glass.
Blue glass. Feel your feet pulling you into the experience, letting your feet draw you into the experience. And one, easily and effortlessly, you are there. First impressions now, very first impressions. Are you inside or outside?
Outside.
Outside. Is it day or night?
At first it was day, and then it felt like evening, and now it feels like night. It feels like time is moving very fast.
Yes, yes. And are you alone or with someone?
I think I'm alone.
Yes. And become aware of your form's orientation. Are you standing, sitting or lying down?
I think I'm lying down.
Lying down, and become aware of the surface you're on. What kind of surface is this?
Ground, grass.
Grass.
I get the feeling that I'm in a graveyard or a cemetery.
Yes.
And lying, what it feels like is lying on the grass on top of a grave.
Yes.
But probably I'm not in a body of the same density as the grass.
Yes, probably you are what we would call a dead person. Yes. And how do you feel? Happy, sad, or some other way?
I'm actually pretty happy.
And do you feel male or female?
Female.
Yes. Adult or child?
Adult.
Roughly how old?
Maybe mid-20s, mid to late 20s.
Yes. And are you aware of the life that ended?
Yeah, I am. I didn't like the life all that much.
Yes.
I seem to like this better.
Yes.
And the life, kind of tough childhood, didn't really like my family.
Mm-hmm.
Got married young. We seem to be in a kind of rural community.
What part of the world?
United States.
Roughly what time frame? 18.
Could be late 1800s, early 1900s.
Mm-hmm. So you got married young, and you're living in a rural community.
Yes, and my family seemed to have some kind of status in the rural community.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really like my family. I think they're a bunch of jerks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like my husband's family.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really thrilled with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly just that I disliked him less than I disliked my family.
Mm-hmm. So you seem to have married your husband to get out of the house, is that it? Mm-hmm.
And also my parents really thought I should. They were
pushing for it?
Yeah, pushing for it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that his family also has some status, and it was a good social move and economic move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I have a pretty bad attitude about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
I am not looking for the gifts.
Mm-hmm. And what has brought you to this graveyard?
Well, I get the sense that my body is buried here.
Mm-hmm. What happened to it? Did you get sick, or was it an accident, or?
It feels like it started with an accident or something in childbirth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't get better, and I was sick for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually just died.
Mm-hmm.
It might have started with childbirth complications.
Mm-hmm. And is your baby dead or alive?
No, she seems to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that was the part of dying that I was sad about.
Mm-hmm.
Was that I actually liked her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like anybody else, and I didn't really like my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked her a lot, and I was sad
to leave her.
That bummed me out.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And I'm still sad about it.
And here you are in the graveyard. How long has it been since your body died and was buried?
Gosh, now it feels like a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've really enjoyed lying here and watching the seasons pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very pretty cemetery and a pretty church.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the leaves turn and the snow fall.
Mm-hmm. And are you ready to move on, or do you want to stay here longer?
I get the sense that I really should move on.
All right.
Like now I'm starting to feel like maybe I've stayed here too long.
Mm-hmm. Well, look up out the top of your head as if you had eyes in the top of your head. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you see a tunnel of light?
Yes.
And do you see hands waving to you? Hi. Up in that tunnel?
Yes.
Hi. Well, do you want to go up to those hands? Waving hands?
Yeah.
Just head for it, right? You can go at the speed of thought. You can go as fast as you wish. By wishing to be with them, you can be with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What are those waving hands attached to?
People I like.
Yes.
And it's possible they were people I liked from that life who have already left their body.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's possible my daughter is there.
Mm-hmm.
And other people who I liked, my brother who I liked.
They passed by you while you were lying in the cemetery?
That's what this seems like.
They arrived first.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Ask them, have you been gone a long time? Or how long's it been?
It's a long time.
Good long time.
Yeah. I was a pretty punctual person in life, so I'm a little irritated by that.
It's inconvenient reality. But the fact that your daughter beat you there, how old does she look?
Well, she looks pretty old.
She looks adult.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been a while. Yes?
Yeah.
At least that many years?
At least that many years.
I see. What is important for us to notice about this situation? Now they're showing me something that's been happening in the graveyard.
Yeah.
All these years when we're lying there. There are voices speaking to us. Can you hear the flurry of voices? It's actually quite a happening place once we start to listen to all the voices. Hear all those conversations?
I do hear conversation.
Yes. Now see if you can find any voices who are saying, "Come, let's go to the light. Come, let's go through the tunnel." Or something similar. "Come, I'll take you."
I think I can. Soft and kind of distant sounding.
Soft and distant sounding.
Oh wow, I just hadn't been registering those as voices at all. They sounded like trees moving.
Yes. Rustles.
Rustles and bird noises.
Yes.
Wow, I feel a little silly for not catching on.
Ask to be shown what happened there. Why did you not hear them? Ask the voices themselves.
Why didn't I hear you? I hear you now, but I didn't catch what you were saying at all. Why didn't I hear you?
Ask if they can see the errors that you were making in the thinking.
Can you see the errors I was making in the thinking?
What are they saying?
Oh, I don't know.
Try to go up to where they are. Follow the vibration of their answer. Yes?
Yes.
Just go up to where they are.
They might be talking about frame of reference.
Yes, go on.
And how we listen for what we expect we're going to hear, or
Yes.
what we expect something is going to sound like.
Yes.
And so we weren't listening for what it actually sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
And so we missed it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's like the invisible gorilla study.
That's true.
We're listening for what it actually sounds like. Yes. Do they have any suggestions of how to change this pattern?
Do you have any suggestions for how to change this pattern? That kind of stumps them, and they're saying, well, it's about frame of reference. And you need to have a frame of reference.
Ask them how they hear the highest voices above them.
How do you hear the highest voices above you?
There's a looking up. It just got very quiet.
It got very quiet.
Did they go up?
Maybe they went up.
Look up at the top of your head and ask for the highest voices that are now accessible. It's possible there'll be higher voices accessible now.
I see higher hands or hands up.
Hi. Ask if they would mind, or is it okay for you to go ask them some questions?
Is it okay for me to come ask some questions?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay. Just go for them straight up that tunnel of light. Yes?
Yes.
You can see the way. It's very well signposted.
Yeah,
Yes?
that's true.
Yes. Let me know when you arrive.
I think I'm there.
Yes. And what does the second tier of voices say when you ask them how to hear the highest voices available?
How do I hear the highest voices available?
And how do I listen to them?
And how do I listen to them?
What do they say?
I don't know, it's very quiet.
Ask if they have any helpful suggestions.
Do you have any helpful suggestions?
On anything, any topic.
On any topic? They're saying we should have started the load of white laundry before filming the session.
I see.
And now we've wasted time.
But this way this handkerchief will get in the laundry.
That's true.
And will that be nice? Is there
I
any...
still feel pretty sure.
I'm sorry, you're right. That was an error. Was there anybody who was telling us to do it at the time?
That's a really good question. Was there anybody who was telling us to do it at the time? I don't feel anybody.
And what were the voices from above telling us to do?
Oh, what were they telling us to do?
At the time that we should have been instead starting the white load of laundry.
Telling us to set up the camera.
I see. So were we listening to the wrong voices? Are these people walking away? What just happened?
It could be that they're going away.
They just walked away.
Because I don't hear the response.
Okay, so the first two tiers walk away.
That's
right?
true.
Let's look up the top of your head. See if you can find the tunnel of light. More hands waving.
I see hands waving.
Okay, go ahead, go up. Go up to the third tier. Yes?
Yes.